All right, everyone. Joy Behar and all of these other goofies on The View decided to rake Assange over the coals. They had Pamela Anderson aboard for a talk, and she defended him because Assange is a defensible individual. By the way, they're actually interviewing new people in Sweden. I guess they want to headhunt after him over the sex allegations now again, too, even though they officially dropped it like 3 years ago. They decided to reheat that one and talk to more people over in Sweden. Because they're just so fucked up. They want to get him in on anything. Basically, they want Assange to rot in a cell and, crepitate and die away, behind bars with limited access to the outside world because they're terrified of him. And so on The View, I guess, and I don't like even talking about him because, I don't watch The View or anything. But when it crosses over into politics that I do care about, then I can't avoid talking about this particular show. It's like, if you've ever seen bits of The View, it's basically a bunch of estrogen screeching. It's not very pleasant to anybody who has, I think, common sense. Is it Whoopi Goldberg? Is she even still on there or something? So, you've got all these and I think they've got Meghan McCain, of all people, on there, who sometimes pretends to be kind of conservative, but ultimately isn't really. And she's just messed up. But they all said basically Assange is a cyber terrorist. Assange is terrible. And their big claim is, well, Assange gave us Trump because he attacked Hillary Clinton by releasing her hacked emails. First and foremost, again, where's the proof that they were hacked instead of just delivered to them, hand-delivered in a fucking dossier? That's never been proven. It's been said over and over by the government, but they've never given us proof of that fact. Secondly, who cares about that fact? I'm sure Assange would have loved to have released Trump emails too, but he didn't have any to release because he doesn't himself dig for the info. 3, the American people had a right to read that material because it showed Hillary Clinton as the corrupt crook she really is, coordinating directly with the corporate media of all things, and the DNC emails, similarly, the Podesta leaks. All very interesting, perfectly legal to read, by the way. And then, I don't believe this. I don't believe the claim that Assange gave us Trump. I think Trump gave us Trump. But if Assange did give us Trump, that might be terrifying to the View audience, but it's not terrifying to the average American, considering who we elected. More people were afraid of Hillary Clinton, I think, than were afraid of Trump, which makes sense considering her Iran statements. Oh, yeah, we came, we saw he died, haha, on Gaddafi. Oh, they've got to know if they step over the line and it's Armageddon, basically, is what she said about Iran. Yes, that makes me get a warm, fuzzy feeling. It makes me feel safe at night knowing that the mushroom clouds might start burning through the atmosphere. And that's basically what we would have gotten with Hydrogen Hillary. That, by the way, was my moniker for her. I can't remember, I think that was a fun election, but this one's shaping up to be even more fun. Going to be great. But the idea of The View blaming, it's like, the funny thing is, if you look at the write-ups about this particular claim, it's like they blamed Assange for Trump. But there's no blame to be had. The fact that we got Trump instead of Hillary, I think, is a good thing. So give credit for? Oh, they gave Assange credit for. You see, by the way, that's some linguistic propaganda. Change a couple words in the title and it means something totally different. That's how you can tell. So they're crediting Assange with electing Donald Trump by releasing his opponent's emails, which were given to him by a third party. Well, he's just a publisher of information. By the way, WikiLeaks had redacted information in the past. I don't see WikiLeaks as cyber terrorists or as enemies of the United States. Why? Because they took your candidate down, or at least in part. They helped to show the American public that someone who wanted the taxpayers to pay them to represent the country in a diplomatic capacity, in an executive and military capacity, was fucked up, was doing messed up shit. That matters. It's one thing if it's some random private individual. This is someone who wanted to be #1 in the whole Western world and control a nuclear arsenal. It's not the same as being, you want to be dog catcher, you want to be the bookkeeper at the library. It's different. It's funny, we got this weird culture where people lash out and try to get people deplatformed or fired from their jobs for anything under the sun, and yet The View doesn't want to associate that same treatment with this politician, Hillary Clinton, namely. They're still cut up about it. Years later, they're still obsessed over the topic. It's like, fucking get over it. Pamela Anderson has actually met with Assange. Have any of these people even had a 10-minute conversation with him to sort of judge his motives? You know, even if you think that he did bad, he gave us Trump. Okay, maybe his motives were still good though. Why don't you go and try to talk to him in his cell? You know, if you can gain access. Probably can't. I think Assange did nothing wrong. Oh my God, he released the emails of a politician we wanted elected. No, he tried to show you that that politician was crooked. You just got cognitive dissonance. Oh, he did stuff in Sweden. He assaulted a woman. That's never been proven. Those allegations were dropped years ago. They're only reheating them now because he's already in a cell. They're trying to heap charges upon him. They know espionage and shit like that might not even stick. The charges that we're seeking might not even stick to Assange. They have to have a backup to make sure that he can't go and see the light of day, because if he steps out of a cell, he might give a press conference. He might do a tell-all. He might write a book or something. They got to lock him down. Basically, they've locked him in the Tower of London, so to speak. They're going to keep him there until he's dead. And by the way, he knows this. When Pamela Anderson says, well, his health is definitely deteriorating, yeah, I can imagine, because he knows he's already on death row. He's been sentenced to die in prison. He doesn't even have to be sentenced. He doesn't even have to be found guilty of any crime. He's going to be held there forever. And he knows this. He's not dumb. That's about all. Peace out.